What's up, y'all? Welcome to Furey Talks. I am your host, Seth Furey. So today I want to talk about the power of timing and how important it can be when it comes to relationships and just your everyday walk of life. So today I brought my boy back on. You may remember him for the first time. Allow me to welcome back my boy, Chris. My man. Oh, you wanted to clap?
Yeah, clap. Round of applause.
Okay, everybody. Chris, welcome back, my man.
How are you, my brother?
I'm good, as always, man. Thank you for being here.
Good to see you.
So listen, timing. I think it's a very, very important thing that people don't give enough power to. You know, I think they're always so stuck in the moment, wanting it to go right that way, right then, not realizing that sometimes it's just not your time, right? And if you just give that a little bit more credit and power, I feel like it might not only ease your mind a little bit as far as why things aren't happening right now, but I think it can also be very beneficial for how things unfold for you moving forward. You agree?
Yeah, I do agree.
Okay.
I mean, in life in general, right? Mm-hmm. Timing, I feel, is everything.
Yeah.
In a relationship, I've come across situations where I might have met a girl and, you know, she was in a situation, or I was in a situation, and it's always like, damn, if it's just like different timing, this could have been a perfect thing.
Would you say you met the perfect girl at the wrong time in your life?
I'm not gonna say the perfect girl, but I've met females.
You never met somebody in which you said, damn, if this was just a little different of timing, that probably could have been the one.
With all due respect to my exes,
okay.
I'm not gonna say I met the perfect girl and the timing was wrong.
Okay,
but
fair enough.
I will say that I have met incredible females.
Yeah.
That the timing was off.
Okay.
For whatever reason, whether it was, you know, I was in a situation, she was in a situation, you know, wrong place, wrong time, different state, for whatever reason.
Okay, that makes sense. So I myself, the reason I bring this up is because I was thinking about this earlier, and I felt like it was a lesson that I needed to share, because I think that as I got older, the wisdom and just the respect for time kind of just hit me a little different, right? When I was younger, if I ever met a girl, and let's just say it wasn't going well, and I'm trying to get her attention, she's not giving me the response or the playback that I need, I get frustrated. I start taking it personal. I start thinking it's me, right?
Right.
I start maybe showing my frustration to her, and I'm starting to now make myself look worse. You see what I mean? Because in her mind, if she's in a situation, which is usually the case when a girl's not giving you what you need, there's usually a situation that she's in that she just doesn't have the space for you, right? So by you pestering, trying to get this response right now, she's gonna be like, this dude's a clown, right? She's probably gonna write you off, and that's gonna be the end of what could have been if you just calmed the hell down and waited, right? So as I've gotten older, I've started to just understand that a little bit more, right? So if I hit up a girl and let's just say it's not going that well, I'm just like, okay, I'm not gonna take it to heart. There's nothing I did wrong, right? I'm sure I'm a good catch. I'm sure, you know, the quick chemistry we had when we met, it was there. But the fact that I can't get through to her the way I want her to now, I'm gonna just fall back a little bit.
So let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
In a situation like that, right? Do you and this is something I want to know.
Okay.
Genuinely, on camera, right? Do you secretly, in that position, sit back and consistently check up to see if her and her situation is falling out?
So it's very important. Okay, so here's the thing. I do respect relationships, right? So I'm not the guy that's gonna come and just be like, hey girl, I can be a better man for you. Like, leave your man, come for me. But you do have to somewhat, if this is something you're waiting for, patiently, it may not ever open up. They might just get married and that's the end of it. But if this is somebody you really got a good feeling about, and you'd be like, you know what, it's just the timing. I will, every now and then, just check in somehow, maybe through Instagram, like a couple pictures. I just need to be known that I'm alive.
I've done that though.
Yeah,
right?
I'm alive.
One example.
Yeah.
I started talking to this female, and she was fresh out of a relationship. So it was like, okay, we're cool, but in my mind, I've come to realize that when a girl is fresh out of a breakup, you have a small window before the ex either tries to get back, or, you know, they might be done for a week, 2 weeks, and then they rekindle. So I had this small window of time when I was talking to her, right?
Okay.
I wasn't pressing too hard because I knew in my mind she's fresh off a break. I could tell talking to her she was a little still attached.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
She was still vested in that relationship.
You can sense that.
You can sense it. So sure enough, she like, yo, let's hang out. I need to get, my mind off of him.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be the rebound.
That's the worst.
I didn't want to
At all,
So I like, yo, take some time to yourself. Figure out your situation because I don't want to play. I don't want to play, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If he wants you back, like I'm a firm believer. I don't want to come into anyone's situation and ruin a potential great situation.
Yeah.
With me playing around.
Okay.
Because I wasn't sure
What
if
if
I
you
was
was
gonna.
okay? So you just didn't know.
I didn't know.
Okay.
Because it's still early.
Yeah.
She seemed incredible, but it was still early.
Yeah.
And sure enough, about a week later, I look on the Instagram story.
Get back together.
They're at dinner.
Yeah.
Then they're at breakfast, and it's like, oh, love of my life. So I would check in again, right?
Yeah.
3 months, check
Yeah.
in. I didn't see any pictures of them. Looked at the page, no pictures. Maybe 3 days later on the story, they're together again
He's
on
back
vacation.
again. Oh, okay.
I'm like,
okay.
man,
Yeah.
when is homie gonna get out the?
Hey, this brings up a good point. Not to cut you off, but this is why we say it's sometimes important to show your man on the gram.
Got to.
You see what I mean? Because there are lurkers like Chris that are that are watching. He's
Now-
like, wait a minute, it's been a couple months. He's going down a couple levels. No man. This is when the DMs start to slide.
Yeah, the DM.
And there's lots of
listen,
people like that. It ain't just
I
you.
am a firm believer, people, women, if you have a man, let the world know you have a man. Because if you don't,
Yeah.
it looks like it's fair game.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't have to be all over the page, but every couple scrolls, throw a little picture in, nice caption, go back to your personal self.
But so in that
Going back in.
situation, I do think like, okay, if I would have pressed a little harder,
Yeah.
right, in that little window of time, could I have changed the trajectory
The fate
of the way that they were going? But then I think like, did I want to? Because what if they end up having a child or getting married or whatever? Like, and I wasn't ready. I was just exploring a situation.
Yeah.
So I do feel like, things like that when it comes to timing, you have to let someone get over a situation because what'll end up happening is if you start talking to her, she's still gonna have that X in her.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let's try and rekindle.
It's not even fair to
let's
you.
make things work.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've been
Me
the
too,
X.
yeah.
I've been the X where it was another man trying to, and I come with I'm gonna go seek help. I want to make us work. What I gotta do, get counseling. Like I'll say all the shit, and then the dude is like, damn, she done went back to him.
Yeah.
So you got to give people time to get over whatever situation they're in, if they're going to get over it.
Yeah. And that's an obvious one in that regard because I think at that point she made it known that there was a dude and you just had to make a decision, do I want to be a rebound or not?
Right.
In many cases, it's better not to be that rebound because you're not going to get a fair shot. 90% of the time, they usually go back.
They do.
Especially when it's like one of those habitual breakups and get backs together. Like, what makes you think after 3 times it ain't gonna happen 4 times?
Yeah,
right? That's usually
it's a
what
toxic
it is.
situation.
Exactly. So what I'm thinking more so is when they don't necessarily tell you they have a man. And I feel like as I've gotten older, my own intuition has just allowed me to notice patterns of inconsistencies that let me know without them having to say it. Like I can instantly talk to my boy. I'll tell him the situation. I'll be like, yo, this is what's happening. She responded with this. It doesn't quite make sense. She's obviously available because I'm seeing her do stuff on her stories, but for some reason I'm not getting that response, right?
Right.
Usually, especially if I feel like there was already an attraction and an initial interest, it's because there's somebody else, right?
Definitely.
So I've always just learned now, I don't take it to heart at all. I simply say, okay, I'm gonna fall back, I'm gonna be her friend, I'm gonna let her know I'm not pressing her. Because if you press her, you will automatically get yourself cut out entirely.
But here's the problem though.
Go ahead.
I've come across a lot of females who are like, yo, he didn't show enough interest. So it's like, it's a thin line.
It's a balance. It's a balance.
Thin line between pressing and letting her know, yo, like,
I'm interested.
I'm interested.
Yeah.
Period.
I think that when you've done that, I'm interested too many times, and it doesn't go anywhere. You
got to shut it down.
got to shut.
You
At
got to
that
shut
point,
it down.
you have to just retreat.
You can't play yourself.
That's what I'm saying, because that's what you're going to end up doing. You're going to end up making her have a distaste for you. So when she is finally single, she's going to be thinking to herself one or two things. One, I remember that really good guy, Seth, that, he was nice. I vibed with him. Let me see what he's up to. Let me go ahead and send him a hey, big head DM. Or you might be like, I remember that guy Seth, but he was annoying. Like, he kept on pressing me. So even though I am single at this point, I don't think I want to go in that route because he seems annoying, right?
A little off topic, right?
Go ahead.
But you bring up a point.
Okay.
I remember this good guy, Seth. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Okay.
Because I've come to realize that women and I know a lot of women out there, you guys aren't going to agree with me publicly, but deep down you will agree with me.
You always believe people got their own.
I know it.
Yeah,
they're
that's
gonna
true.
say, "Oh, not me. I'm different."
Yeah. Okay.
Women don't like good guys sometimes. If you do everything for a woman, right?
Okay.
And cater to, like, let me open your car door, let me buy you lunch,
Yeah.
let me make you breakfast, good night. It's over. Women tend to like guys who pretty much like act like they're not like, yo, why you bug that? I'm busy, call me back. It's like a chase thing.
I think that depends on the type of girl. So I think we're gonna have a very big mixed review. So I think women will actually appreciate that. I think you're referencing girls. Younger girls are more like that. They like the bad boy.
Let's not get back,
disrespectful.
Let's not get back on the young girl topic.
Because you tend to be around younger girls. And with that being said, it has a whole different topic, but I remember them at that age. And which the advice you're giving right now applies.
I have a lot of female best friends.
Okay.
And that age group that you're talking, and I'll hear stories about how someone is just too damn nice. Like, oh my God, he's just too nice. He texts me, good morning, hello, how's your day?
Yeah,
this and that.
see, that's different than, okay, keep going.
So,
Yeah.
and you know what? They'll get caught up on the guy who, damn, why hasn't he texted me?
Yeah.
He's not even tripping. I watched his story. He's out. He's doing this. Ta. Like, they don't like the nice guy sometimes.
They don't like the guy that's too available because they've realized they already got you and the hunt is now gone. That, I think, goes across the board when it's the roles are reversed too. Nobody wants something that's just too available, too accessible, right?
You don't want to be known as nice guy Seth. Sometimes.
Okay, so let me take that back, because when I said nice, I didn't necessarily mean that type of nice. I mean, he was cool.
Right.
I vibed with him. We had a couple laughs.
Okay, that's
he made me
different.
laugh. That's kind
different.
of what I meant by
Yeah.
nice. Nice in the sense where that was a nice option of a man.
Because sometimes
to
you
go
get into
with,
that nice road,
Yeah.
it turns into that friend zone road.
Exactly. No,
And then
I
you're
get that part,
Oh,
yeah.
cool, Seth.
Yeah, no, so I've learned to balance my level of niceness with my level of mystery. I got my game maxed out to a T. But I also know that no matter how much game you have, it does not work when you meet a girl at the wrong time.
Yeah.
That's basically what this all comes down to, right? I let him go. I bumped into him again in a whole different state of mind. And usually when you bump into him again, because you were already willing to let them go, you got a whole different type of power now. You see what I mean? You're no longer that thirst dude. You're like, hey, listen, it didn't work out before. I was cool with you going. You know what I mean? If you want to come back, I'm here. But just know I'm never going to be that thirsty dude that chases after you if you're not willing to meet me halfway.
Right.
That's the dominance you establish
Yeah.
when you learn to just let time do its thing.
The timing is, sometimes it'll happen in a situation where the timing may be off due to careers, right?
That too, yeah.
Maybe you're like focused or I know with myself, I travel a lot.
Yeah.
So, to a certain extent, the timing will be off. Like if a girl is working and I'm on the road, we don't really have time to hang out.
Yeah.
Like keep missing each other. She might be traveling, but sometimes you have to slow down and give time a chance.
Yeah.
And see, okay, is this a situation that could possibly work? Because I feel like a lot of people let good situations go due to thinking in their mind that the timing is off, right?
Okay.
You can psych yourself out like, man, you know what? The timing is just off. I got to do this. I got to do that. She's busy. I'm busy. When really you can make time, right?
Okay.
So
I agree.
If you're vibing with someone, and like with me, if I'm vibing with someone,
Yeah.
and I know I got to go to Atlanta, Miami, or New York or somewhere. Okay, let's go on a trip together.
Okay.
Come with me. I'm gonna be working during the trip. I might have to take care of things, but we can spend time on my downtime.
That's true. Yeah.
So so it's ways to get around that.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, I've seen people say, it's just the timing was off because I'm too busy with this or that.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes that's an excuse. Sometimes it's legit.
Yeah. So in respect to that, one of the reasons that I said before is most of the time just because they have another guy.
Right.
The other time is when they're just not that interested in you.
Yep.
There is no guy.
Then the time don't even matter.
Yeah,
at
there
that
is no
point.
guy. They're sitting at home all goddamn night by themselves.
Right.
They still don't want to take your phone call. That's another situation that you as a man or woman have to be able to recognize. If you're doing everything right, you're showing them what they could potentially have, and they don't want it, they're going to give you that, I'm just so busy. Oh, you wanted to see me for 10 minutes?
We're laying in bed.
Yeah.
Laying in bed. I'm just so busy right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Doing
So
nothing.
you have to be willing to just let those go. And those ones most likely will not come back.
Right.
But at least you can keep some friggin' dignity within yourself.
But at that point, it's
Yeah.
not a time thing. It's just
That's just a lack of interest.
A lack of interest.
So as Chris was saying, time can be made if somebody is interested.
Definitely. Like
always.
If people make time, you know what? I'll take that back. That's a cliche. People make time for what they want. Okay. Sometimes it literally is, yo, I can't make this time. Like, it's not like I choose not to, but, you know, I would say a high percentage of the time, people can make time for what they want to make time for.
Okay, yeah.
And that's what it boils down to.
And even if they're not able to make time for the very specific time that you asked for, like let's just say I wanted to hang out on a Friday night. I had this event that I wanted to bring her to, and she's not available for that time. I can't fault her because her schedule doesn't allow it to match up with mine. But she could very well say, hey, listen, I'm so sorry, baby, I couldn't make it, but I do have an opening on Saturday if you want to at least get together or something like that. That to me is somebody willing to work with a busy schedule and not just simply say no at all to everything, because at that point you start to feel like, all right, you're BSing me now.
Right.
Like, there's no way you don't have at least 15 minutes in your week to come see me at some point. You see what I mean? So if you start coming across people like that, they're not interested.
Yeah, true.
Those are the ones you gotta just let go.
So on another note, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Also off topic, but
Go ahead.
Still, you know, in the realm of what we're talking about. How do you keep yourself out of a friend zone?
We touched on this last week, so I'll dabble on it a little bit more from a personal perspective. To keep myself out of the friend zone, as I said in the last episode, is I will do my best to make it known why it is I'm here, right? If I go out with you, I will try to do something within that date that falls outside of the friend zone. Friends don't hold each other's hands, right? Friends don't do certain gestures amongst, they don't say certain compliments. They don't do certain things that a potential man would do. I will make a point to do that within the date. That make sense?
Got it.
Okay. What about yourself?
I take the Wolf of Wall Street approach when she was at dinner and she like, we're gonna be friends.
Okay.
We're not gonna be friends. I'm not here to be a friend. Straight up. Listen, it's not my motive, right?
Okay.
But I led into that to bring this back around to our original topic.
Okay.
So what if the female is in a rocky relationship?
Okay.
And she's like, yo, I really like you. I vibe with you. The time is just bad, right? Because I'm in a situation. I don't know where it's going to lead. Basically, be my friend until I figure out what it's going to be.
Okay.
And at that point, you're friend zoning yourself, right? But it's almost like a friend zone with a light at the end of the tunnel.
What that means is you are not really a friend. In fact, you are the worst kind of friend that a man would ever want his girl to have, because she's already expressed that she likes you.
Right.
You've already expressed that you like her. So for her at any point to say, but we should be friends, is disrespectful.
So would you
Yeah.
in that situation
Yeah.
turn into the friend?
I would, if I really, like I said in the beginning, if I saw the potential of us going somewhere and I felt like her relationship was BS in a sense where I know it's not going to work, but maybe she's just there because she's comfortable and she's too afraid to walk away, yeah, I'll stick around. But I'm not going to be giving my all into it. And to be honest, I might date as well. You know what I mean? Because
of course,
I'm not going to
friends, right?
I'm not going to put myself on pause while I wait for her relationship to unfold.
What's your cutoff time?
There is no cutoff time, because I might just be her friend. And then if it doesn't ever turn into nothing, then we might just be friends. At some point, I'll be like, all right, well, I may have just started to lose interest, or I may have gotten into a relationship myself, which in that case, plans change.
But what if she wants to legitimately be good friends?
Well, then you at that point would have to decide if you actually want to just be her friend, or if this was all just a ploy for you to stay relevant.
Right.
Because I think that's what most guys do. They use that as a ploy to stay relevant, which is why most guys don't like new guys coming into the picture when they got a girl.
Never. And just for the record, like, ladies, I know a lot of you have friends. I have friends, right? I have female friends that have boyfriends or whatever. But I'm not speaking about myself in this, so everyone calm down. But for the most part, if you're a guy and your girlfriend has guy friends, right? Those guy friends are all lingering around, waiting for that chance.
Okay.
They won't come out and say it. They'll act like, oh, that's just my friend.
Yeah.
I never don't look at him like that. You give that man any chance.
Okay.
If she gives him any chance, like, yo, come over tonight. We broke up. I need to get my mind off of it. That friend is coming over.
Okay, let me ask you this. Based on the female friends you have, are there any friends that if they threw it at you, you would absolutely just be like, no, I'm really just your friend?
No, none of my.
I do have those.
None of my close female friends would do that. They're all faithful and committed.
You mean in relationships?
Yeah.
Okay, but assuming that they weren't, I want you to think about some of your best friends. Because I actually do believe that you can be platonic friends with girls. I think that in most cases, most guys may act like that, but I actually do have some female friends that if they threw it at me, it'd be very awkward. And it's not even because they're not attracted. I think it's because we've gotten so close. They're almost like my sister at this point.
Right.
Like it'd be a little weird, and I actually wouldn't want to ruin that friendship over that. You see what I mean?
Yep.
I had a really good friend one time that we were like this, and I was absolutely attracted to her. But she was in a situation where she knew that if she ever did anything with me, it would mess her up so psychologically that she would not be able to be my friend anymore.
So let me ask you this.
And so, hold on, let me finish. So, as we were about to get it cracking, she said, Seth, if this goes inside of me, I might accept it for now because I'm in the mood and I'm very turned on by you. You know exactly what to do. But when I sit with myself tomorrow, I'm never going to be able to be your friend again. So you decide. And I said, forget it. I'd rather be your friend. I've known you so much longer. I feel like this one little night of lust, when I don't think I'm going to marry you, It's not worth the friendship that we have.
Gotcha.
I'd rather just date some other girls and let you be my confidant if I ever need to talk about some girl stuff or whatever. That's me.
So if you're that attracted to a female, right? And you guys are that close where you can be such good friends.
Okay.
Why wouldn't a relationship work?
Because either they have something going on.
Timing,
exactly. Or maybe you guys are just not that vibe. Like there's certain things that I'll see about girls where I'm like, you're beautiful, but I could never be your dude. Like you're dirty. You do certain things around the house that would just annoy me. I see the way you interact with other guys, how you're just very, dismissive. You don't really communicate with them. So it's like, that's cool, but we're not ever going to be together. So, I mean, I start to see sides of them that make it clear for me. So we can be friends.
So, but with that being said, right, would you allow your girl to have someone like you as a friend?
Someone like me?
Yeah.
Only because I know me, I'd say yes. Okay, so here's the thing. It really just depends on who that friend is and where he came from, right? If he's a friend from work and you somewhat have to be around this person every single day, at that point it's better for me to just embrace him, let him know who I am, and then be like, all right, look, if you're gonna be a part of your life, then might as well just do this all out in the open. There's no point in me showing disapproval and then you got to sneak behind my back because you technically have to be around this friend. Right. And you don't want to feel like you're controlling your girl too much and telling her who she can't hang with. But I'd prefer her to have mainly girlfriends, I guess.
So what about someone like me?
Hell no. Like I said, to have a guy friend, it's not an impossible thing because I do have very solid female friends that I am very grateful for, and I never really had female friends growing up. Like every female that I had, like in high school, college, I used to date all of them. Like that was just my thing. Like, so if I ever had like a house party, I remember my cousins and my brothers and my boys, they would all be like super excited because it was filled with beautiful women. And they're looking around the party like, oh man, she's bad. Which ones can I talk to? And I'd be like, yeah, all of them, whoever you want to talk to, just not that one. And what about that one? Yeah, not that one. That's Candy. Yeah, I can't talk to her. And what about, who can I talk to? Like the whole party. Yeah, so I'm like, all right, you know what? Let's throw this party again. And I'm not going to invite nobody because I didn't genuinely have any female friends.
Right.
And now that I actually host parties every now and then with my massage company, it's a good feeling to know that I can call one of my homegirls and be like, hey, can you come and bring maybe some of your friends? Like you have the support of a female of the opposite sex that has your back. It's a very powerful thing.
It's key, bro. It's key.
It is.
Because I have very, very close female friends. And for the longest time, same thing. Like every female friend I had, we had
something,
dated it or, something at some point to get us to the friendship.
Yeah.
But it's refreshing to be able to have female friends you can call for advice, to get a female's point of view.
Yeah.
Just, whatever it is, like you said, for support, whatever it is, just to have that friend.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't risk that. I wouldn't risk losing that.
Yeah.
Because it's very rare that you have that.
Yeah.
All right. So being that we have these female friends, right? A lot of the times, I'm sure you probably deal with this too. When you get into a new relationship, and especially if your female friends are attractive,
Yeah.
the current girlfriend feels a certain way.
Yeah.
So what do you do in a situation where the current girl that you're dating is like, yo, no, I'm not cool with you hanging out with that girl that's your friend?
So here's the thing, because that is a very common thing, especially if you're dealing with a girl that's insecure. And a lot of my friends make up my identity. They make up who I am. Like, they're my life in a sense. You see what I mean? Like, I talk to them on a daily. Granted, I wouldn't need to talk to them all the time because I have my girl now. But for her to simply say I have to cut them off after 10 plus years of a friendship,
Right,
when they've become a part of my life like family, that's a problem. Like, and I can understand if I had the type of friends that were disrespectful. Maybe they were flirtatious. Maybe they did things that, maybe we as friends were fine with. But once somebody else came into the picture, they were like, I don't understand it. I'm not comfortable with this. Then I would either have to tell them, hey, listen, we can't do that stuff no more. Okay, I know we're just friends, but
right.
based on how she feels, let's tone it down so that we can still be friends with each other. If they ignored that, then I would have to respect what my girl said, because it's like I have to be fair because I wouldn't want some dude being that way too.
Gotcha.
But if they were respectful, they came by, they were friendly to her, they brought gifts, they were just angels, and I'm watching this like, nah, they're being good, and you still had a problem with them, that to me, I'd be like, maybe this ain't the girl for me. Like, I don't know. That's tough. You know what I mean? Like, to have to choose between something like that. So, I always say, as a man, you should absolutely never make your girl feel second to any other girl. Doesn't matter if they're your friends for however long, okay? Once she becomes that title, you have to give her precedent over everybody else. Or else, what are you even doing it for? You see what I mean? Once that's given, they have to somewhat respect that there are some other females that are around. They don't have to necessarily be around all the time. They can't be calling my phone late at inappropriate hours. They have to respect that there's going to be some changes involved. If all that is being done, then yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would want to just cut all my best friends off for a girl.
I agree, and I wouldn't. Especially, if I start to date a female.
Yeah.
Where it's, I feel it's getting serious. Even from the jump, I let them know, yo, ahead of time, I have some female friends that aren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
They're my friends. They've been my friends. They mean a lot to me. There's nothing going on with them, but I'm not going to, get rid of them because you're in the picture.
Yeah.
And I would never do that anyway. Like, can you imagine getting rid of your best female friends and things don't work out?
Yeah.
Now you got to come crawling back like, yo, I'm sorry. Nah, I wouldn't do that. But I let them know going into it so they can never come back later and be like, well, you didn't tell me this and that.
Would you cut the friends off, like I said, if they started doing things disrespectfully? Even if you knew they were joking,
right?
Could you look through the goggles of her perspective and take her side?
I could look through the goggles and I would have a talk with said friend.
Your friend, okay. But then if she didn't, from that point on, she still was just like, hey, Chris, look, this is our friendship. This is what I do. I'm going to call you whenever I want to call you because this is what I used to do. I'm not changing nothing. Yeah. What do you do?
That's tough. That's tough.
See, I think at that point I would have to do without the friend.
Well, ideally, in an ideal world,
okay,
the friend and the girlfriend become friends, and it's like a one big happy family.
Okay,
because I just can't see, like, when I envision my friends who I know in my head.
Yeah,
I can't see me cutting them off for anyone.
But you still didn't answer my question. In that situation, if that happened, what would you do? Because I'm saying this to say because maybe you have the best friends in the world, but there are lots of friends out there that are very much like I'm describing right now. That they are so stuck on what y'all used to have and what y'all, dynamic is, that they don't want to adjust for nobody.
You know what I would do?
What would you do?
I'd pray on it. Lord, give me strength.
Okay.
I would go see the lady.
Okay.
Get counseling.
And then when you came back with that, what would your response be? You dancing around this real? I mean, I ain't gonna let you slide.
Listen, man, I'm tap dancing right now. I'm tap dancing.
Tap dancing in the Yeezys. Listen, I just want to know, like, I myself value a relationship. So here's the thing. I value friendships.
How long you guys been together?
The new one?
Yeah.
Let's just say we just got together. Because you have to understand this.
No.
I value, listen, no, let me finish. I value my friendships very, very much. I value a relationship very much. But
if it's new,
go ahead.
If it's new,
go ahead.
No way.
You're not getting my point.
I am getting your point.
If it's new and you are my friend, any friend of mine should have enough sense to be happy for me and want to see my happiness in this new relationship. So if you are that selfish to where you can't let go of the fact that things are starting to change now because I'm a big boy now, I'm getting into a relationship and you're not being supportive of that, you're making her uncomfortable after I have expressively told you you can't do these things anymore. Okay,
my friends wouldn't do that.
Okay, Chris, for the people's sake, because it happens.
Yeah.
Would you cut the friends off?
I plead the fifth.
Oh. You know what? Hey.
No, listen. Hey. No, okay. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
At that point, they're not being a friend.
That's what I'm saying to you.
At that point, they're not being a friend.
Yeah.
They have to understand, yo, look, this is my shorty. This is who I'm rocking with.
Yeah.
She's uncomfortable with the things you're doing. I need you to change. If it doesn't change, then I have to have that conversation. Like, look, if it's not going to change, we can't continue this friendship because you're not being a good friend.
Yep. That's how I agree. And that's the reason why one of my exes did not work out. Because she had a similar situation in which a guy who was her friend could not respect the new relationship, which was us.
Oh, this is what it comes from.
This is where it all comes from. Yeah, there's always that. Because I was just like, yo, I'm cool with you having him as a friend. Ex or not. Friend or ex, because he's just a friend at this point, right? Forget about the history y'all had. I'm still cool with it as long as he respects the fact that I'm here.
I'm not cool with it.
All right, well, hang tight.
Yeah.
The reason why I was uncomfortable with it wasn't only because he was an ex, because even if he was a guy friend, I still would have been uncomfortable about this. I didn't like the fact that when they were around each other, they did inappropriate gestures. Don't be sitting on another man's lap. Right? Don't be
Wait, while y'all together?
While we're together, right?
Oh, no.
Don't be, but he's just my friend.
No.
This is what we do. Listen, this is what y'all used to do. You don't do this no more. You understand? I don't give a damn what y'all used to do before I came around. Don't be going to his crib because you got drunk after the club and he lives closest to the club. You better sit on that sidewalk until I come and get you. You better ask somebody in the store if you can stay in there and get some heat. But if that's your only option, the same guy that shows me zero respect. You want me to respect your friendship, but he doesn't respect our relationship. The hell with him. That needs to end. And I said, listen, I even came to an ultimatum situation. You stick around and let him still be in your life, I'm gone. I can't do this playing second to nobody other than your mama or your daddy.
Right.
That's it. So
I dealt with that before.
You have? Okay.
Yeah, I dealt with that. It's a very, very touchy subject, right? Okay. Because on one hand, you don't want to look like the insecure dude. Oh, why can't I have friends? You're insecure. You're this and that and the other. Listen, I'm telling you right now, my girl is not maintaining a friendship with her ex.
Really?
No.
10 years ago. 10 years ago, they were like high school sweethearts.
10 years ago, okay.
Okay, so there's there's some discrepancies.
It goes back to the time.
Okay.
Timing is everything, right? We brought it full circle. 2 years? Never.
Too
Never.
soon. Okay.
For what?
Too soon. Okay.
What the hell do you guys need to be friends for? Obviously, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
For a reason. So what do you got? Now, I'm being a hypocrite.
Okay.
Okay? I'm being a hypocrite.
Okay.
Because I'm friends with all my exes.
Yeah.
But I'm different. I'll admit it.
In this case, I don't think it's about time. I think it's about how it ended and how they are in the current space, in the current state, if they're respectful. If I broke up with a girl a year ago and throughout that whole relationship, I knew that we were better off as friends, and then we break up and a year later, let's just say we're still somewhat relevant in each other's lives because maybe we do things at work, as far as work goes, you know what I mean? Maybe we're both like YouTubers or in my case, you know, maybe I'm still a videographer or a photographer and you're still a model. Like there's still things that we still kind of just do because we're just in favor of seeing each other excel. You got a new man, I'm happy for you. I'm definitely not trying to be disrespectful by any means because I've clocked out and changed my way of thinking a year ago. You see what I mean? that I don't really see that as being a threat, really. But if I'm still coming around like, damn, girl, you don't want to give it another shot? Come on, we can make it work.
You're not seeing it as being a threat, but that's because you're the ex.
I just think that I can sense people's energy. I can tell how they are when I come around a guy, because an ex that's really an ex, that's really trying to see your happiness, is going to embrace me. He's going to be very friendly, very respectful. He's not going to do the things that would annoy me. Listen, and that to me makes a huge difference. But listen, if I feel that vibe like I felt with that dude, whew.
No, man. Listen.
Done.
I'll come around. My past, not now, right? I'd have come around and, yo, my man, nice to meet you.
Yep.
Blase, blah. Oh, man, y'all look good together.
Yep.
Damn, I'm glad to see you. It's working.
Yep.
Man, later that night, what's happening? What's popping? Bro, you know this.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean.
So I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Man, it be capped sometimes. You can't come to the man and be like, yo, man, he's not right for you. You're going to do all the big ups. Oh, man, he's a good dude. Sound like an amazing guy. Like, I'm glad man, get out of here. Where are you at this weekend? Y'all fighting? Come through.
See, this is the part that makes dating so complicated, because there is no exact answer. You're right, because I completely understand how you can see that scenario playing out, and it is very realistic. But there is a very real scenario for what I just described too, because that's just exactly how I am with my exes. I'm a very mature person that knows how to not blur lines, and I do genuinely like to see my friends happy, exes or friends. But you're right, I am a rare case, so I think you have to just base it off. You have to use your own intuition. You have to use your intuition and pay close attention to his behavior. You know what I mean?
This brings up another point.
Do your best to see if it's fake or if it's real. Yeah.
So, in the past, I've had exes who would, we're ex now, so
yeah.
we're just friends. They're in a new relationship.
Yeah.
But FaceTime me while they're naked, fresh out the shower, talking to me, right?
Because you've already seen her naked.
I've already seen her naked.
Yeah.
But we're friends. There's nothing crazy going on. She's changing. I might be doing something. I look up, titties out.
Yep.
Is that disrespectful?
Very. Very, very disrespectful, because my exes, they will act like I've never seen them naked at all. They will cover up. And I used to it used to make me feel some kind of way, because I was like, damn, I'm really the ex. Like, in the beginning, once I started to just accept my position and it was officially over, I was like, I understand why you're doing that. You have to create some kind of separation between this friendship and what we once were. You can't blur the lines and just be like, Chris, am I getting fat? And you just ass naked. Like, ask your girlfriends that at that point. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, don't come to me for this.
So is it my job to say, you know what? Don't FaceTime me like that.
No, it's her job. Absolutely. She's the one in the relationship. You obviously shouldn't be like on the other end, like, girl, it's cool, I done seen you naked. Don't be that friend either.
Right.
Me, I'm just like, okay, I get it. I know what you're trying to do. I can't even remember what my last ex looks like naked. That's how long it's been since I seen her naked.
Wow.
It's like it never existed. Like, that's what our dynamic is like. So that is a real friendship.
Okay, now, last question on this topic.
Okay.
You have a new girl.
Yep.
She has a guy friend, right?
Yeah.
She's like, yo, we're just friends. We hooked up one time.
Yep.
Realized it wasn't gonna work, and now we're just really good friends. Are you cool with that? That one time hookup. Now every time you're around this dude, and they're in a, it's a environment you guys all around, you gotta look at him like, damn, I know dude done hit my chick.
Well, how long ago was it?
Does it matter?
It does, because I mean that's
within 5 years.
Well, then that's just like having an ex-boyfriend. It's the same scenario.
No, but they were never boyfriend and girlfriend. They were just friends that hooked up one night.
So that means it's even less to worry about, because it was just one bad sexual experience.
Come on,
rather than emotions being involved.
If you hook up with someone
and it's trash and she doesn't want to go back for second, I don't need to be worried about her going to you again.
Okay, but
if it's just a hookup and y'all are just there for sex, then that should be a reoccurring thing that takes place if it was actually worth repeating.
Okay, so
I'm gonna be like, oh, he's trash.
I'm gonna come back to that part, right?
Okay,
but that means that at some point, there was enough attraction between you two.
Okay.
That you guys ended up hooking up.
Okay. So
you're cool with that? You're cool with knowing that at one point she was attracted enough to this man that they had sex?
Listen, I wouldn't prefer her friends to be people that she's hooked up with in the past. I can't control that. But if that has evolved into her good friend 5 years later, I have to respect or trust my girl to a certain extent. And I have to feel the respect. I have to know that she's willing to listen to my discomforts, my concerns, take them seriously, and adjust them. If she does those things, then I start to feel like, okay, I can tolerate this dude possibly. If I tell her, hey, I don't like when he does this and that, and she empathizes with me and she says, you're right. Hey, buddy, don't do this ever again, blah, blah. And they both are just like, hey, my bad, I didn't mean that, I'm sorry. Then I could start to get a little bit more used to the idea. It wouldn't be my preferred. Of course, my preferred best friendship would be her gay friend. That would be the best guy friend ever. Do I want some model 6'5" muscle dude being her best friend? No, of course not. But what you gonna do? You know what I mean? You gonna sit there and control everybody? Like, nah, he's too attractive. Go be friends with that ugly dude.
Right.
Like if he's a genuine good dude, like, you know, you can't control the connections that people make.
So going back to what you said.
Okay.
If it was good, that you would have start consistently hooked up. I've had friends where we consistently hook up.
Okay.
And we're just friends.
Okay.
No jealousy, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, she does what she does, I do what I do.
You call her whenever you want to call her. It's no big deal.
No big deal. Mm-hmm. Does that work?
No. That's a problem. That's a problem.
What is the difference?
The difference is
that was cutting the boundaries.
No, the difference is because that was an ongoing thing. And when you guys, okay, so here's the thing. When you become friends with benefits, you guys have now removed the emotional aspect of it, and you guys are now seeing it, you're almost seeing it as a sport, right? And when you see it as a sport, it's very hard for you to turn that off because in your mind, you don't even really feel that type of guilt because you're like, it's just sex. You look at it like masturbating when you hook up with this friend. Like, it's like my dildo. This is my friend. He comes, he goes. It's not a big deal. Compared to someone that you have feelings for and you're emotional about. Those are the ones that tend to get girls more confused and feeling all kind of like guilt and stuff like that. So if you have this, you know, dildo with legs walking around that just services you whenever you want, that's going to be the type of person. I'm like, nah. He ain't going to be your friend. That one I'm going to have an issue with. Way more than any ex-boyfriend because ex-boyfriends, they generally, if they shared something special enough, they built enough of a friendship to where they actually want to see that person do well if they actually are over it and they've recovered. But that dude just...
You don't think that dude wants to see her do well?
Nah, that dude just wants to stick it in whenever he can because they have that...
you contradicting yourself.
Because of the dynamic that they have.
What if they are really good friends? And they have the ability to cut it off when they get into a relationship.
No, because that off and on thing, the fact that they're able to turn it off and on with no feelings at all, that I would have an issue with. To go back to an ex would require you having to dig deep into an old box that you closed off and sealed, reopen a bunch of dark wounds just to go back into that state of mind. That to me, I think is harder than just that casual, come on by, Mr. Dildo. I think that's a big difference. So no, that's probably the one friend where I'm like, you know what? We have to go out there and find another friend for you, baby. We'll be all right.
You know, thankfully for me,
yep,
I've never been that friend, and I don't plan on being that friend.
Good.
All right, so last one for you. And this incorporates timing and the whole friendship talk, all into one.
Tie it all together.
Okay. Your girl has a good friend.
Okay.
Say it's me, right?
Oh, Jesus. All right.
Good friend.
Okay.
Yo, talking to the girl, right? Blase blah. Why don't you and Seth come on this trip to Cabo with us?
Yeah.
We got a jet going down to Cabo, turn up, little drinks.
Yep.
Now you got to work. Timing's off.
Okay.
She wants to go.
Yeah.
We're good friends.
Yep.
Do you allow her to come?
It's not about allowing her, but I would hope that she just wouldn't
Do
go out of
you
respect.
let her
I would
go?
hope that the right girl would have enough respect for me. Wait, I'm sorry. Let's backtrack. Are you guys just friends?
Yeah.
You never hooked up?
Yeah, one time. That one time.
Oh,
Sneaky time.
you're back to that guy again.
Yeah.
No.
No, not the consistent time.
Just the one time.
That one time.
I don't think that vacations... Okay, listen, there's certain things that are off limits.
But you were invited, but the timing's off.
I was invited. He probably knew my schedule. He probably checked my schedule and said, hey, man, you know...
He probably called and booked a fake appointment.
Exactly. Oh, Mr. Yeah, no. He knew I was working, all right? Aside from that, I think that sleepovers and vacations and things like that where you're unsupervised during inappropriate potential hours, that to me is going to be very discomforting. I should not be going to bed by myself knowing that you're on vacation with a guy you hooked up
So
with.
would you tell her no?
I would.
You guys don't live together. You guys don't live together. You live separate.
I'd express my concern, and if she was respectful enough of a girl, I would think she would say, okay, I want this relationship to work more than I want to go to Cabo with this little side piece that I used to have. Especially if I'm working and I'm over here paying the bills.
Why does it have to be a side piece? What if that's her good friend?
Yeah, well, like I said.
What if it's like a best friend?
Again, it's very situational, okay? If that best friend was going with his wife, his now married wife, and the little family and the little kids were coming along, and it was supposed to be a family trip.
No, what if he's going with his crew?
Yeah,
and
no. No, ain't no damn crew love, and you about to be the center of the crew. No.
No, I'm saying it's like more girls, it's just a vibe.
Depends on the girls. Is she going with a bunch of little fast girls that I'm always seeing in your videos? No.
Ah, come on, man.
Hey, you are not going to be associated with that group of girls unless you're single. Shout out to those group of girls because they're needed in every situation, right? They make a party fun. But when you bring your actual girlfriend, you don't want them mixed up with a bunch of single girls that came there for a good time. What is she going to do when they're all up there twerking? You think they're not going to be like, come on, girl, get up here with us. She's going to blend right in there and be like, I hope my man don't find out. You're tempting yourself by putting yourself in an inappropriate situation for a girl that's in a relationship.
So your timing is bad.
Yes.
She wants to go. You express, yo.
Hey, baby, we'll go next month when I get my break. I want to experience this with you. This is for us to experience. We're in a relationship together. It's not like I'm never free. And it's just, like you've been trying to go on vacation for 5 years and I just can't go. But if it's one particular weekend, you don't think I'm sad that I can't go? You can't just feel it with me?
Let's narrow it down to Super Bowl weekend.
Okay.
And it's a Super Bowl party out there.
Okay.
Once a year, one time to go. Mm-hmm. You can't go because you're working some party.
Yeah.
She's like, yo, I really want to go. It's my best friend. He has a jet. We're all going down there. It'll be fun. I'll FaceTime you. Are you going to be upset if she goes?
Again,
the timing's off.
I still stand firm in it. I want to know what y'all think about this. I want to know, in this situation as a woman, am I being overbearing, controlling by expressing that I wouldn't want her to take part on that type of trip? Comment below. Leave me. I'm curious because I don't think that's too much. I myself would not go on a vacation with a bunch of beautiful women that I used to hook up with, knowing that she couldn't go because she had to work. Like, what kind of teamwork is that?
Now,
like you're working.
You just turned the whole scenario into something different.
How?
It's not a bunch of models that she's going with. It's a couple guys, one being her best friend.
I'd let my girl go on a trip with some guys. Like, let's just say it was like you and Aaron and you guys like my brothers and I trust y'all. Like, and she wanted to go on vacation. Okay, sure. I know Chris is going to look out for her. I know Aaron's going to look out for her. Cool. You can go. That's very different than a bunch of guys that I don't even know if they really care about my interests or our relationship.
I understand that.
Yeah, that's what it is. All right, guys, so to recap, in this episode, we talked about the power of timing and how it has a very big effect on your dating life and your everyday walk of life. When it comes to dating, sometimes people just aren't in the mental space to accept a new person into their life. You shouldn't always take it personal and feel like there's something wrong with you, or that maybe you guys aren't a match at all. Maybe you just met her at the wrong time. If you can psychologically understand that, as I've grown to do myself as I got older, you'll start to see that maybe if you approach this slightly differently, it may work out for you down the road. But if you act on your immediate emotions and you say too much and you get too emotional, then there's a good chance that you might ruin your chances forever, even when she is in a better place in a better time. Next, we covered friendships, the importance of them, whether they are possible to exist between men and women, whether I would allow them, whether I would be comfortable with them, what I would do if it was reversed and I had the friendship and somebody else was uncomfortable. It's going to be something that really comes down to communication at all times. Communication, respect, and intent. What is that person in your life for? Is it appropriate? Is it inappropriate? And I think you should use your intuition as always to decide if that's something you're okay with, if it's going to be a part of your life. All right, y'all, so that's it for Furey Talks. Thank you so much for watching. Chris, thank you for coming on again, my brother.
No problem.
Appreciate it. Tell everybody how they can find you.
If you want to go to Cabo, same Drip Differ on Instagram. I'm just playing with
you. All right, y'all. Again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with as many people as possible. Hopefully they can take something from it as well. And be sure to turn on the notifications so you guys know when the next episode is coming. That being said, till next time, Furey Talks, later.